How do we win if I'm always winning?
Right.
I know all I do is win.
No matter what.
No matter what.
It's essential.
I win when we win.
Go ahead, Dr. Sabrina.
Yeah. Right from the beginning, she had a vision. It was a daily elevation for essential living. That's that good intention. All you gotta do is listen. Creating magic during uncertainties be the mission. Dr. Sabrina Jackson, serving God must be a passion. Cause being a better person begins with daily practice. Love is the attitude, that's what we gotta do. Mental Health Mondays on Fox News in Detroit, that's Channel 2. Look us up, baby. Gon' do your research from Cass Tech to Eastern. Yeah, we've been in it for a minute. We've been winning for a minute. It's essential. How you living for God? It's essential. How you living in your mind? It's essential. How you living for freedom? It's essential. How you living with Sabrina? It's essential. 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 It's essential.
Hey! That's what live podcasting is in the moment. So welcome to another riveting edition of Speaking Life with your girl, Dr. Sabrina. I am Dr. Sabrina, your host, the people expert. And I'm the people expert because I help people with people, even if that person is themselves. Because I say all the time, we think it's somebody else with the problem, and it's really us standing in the need of some care and some help. And so I am so excited about this particular episode because I get to interview one of the most brilliant minds that I know. I can count on one hand the brilliant minds that I consider brilliant minds. Just, of course, I think mine is, but okay. But this gentleman is so dope. He's so smart. He's so innovative. He's so creative. He thinks way bigger and broader than the average bear. He really has done everything in the media world. He has done everything from writing, from producing, to movies, to TV, to podcasts, to award shows, to hip hop. He's a hip hop legend. He's a hip hop legend. Then he does everything from graphic work to he owns businesses. The list goes on and on. But at the end of the day, he's just a brilliant mind. His mind is always thinking, going. He's wanting to let other people be their best selves and how he can help push them into a space that they may not even see themselves in. Because I'm going to tell you, he does this to me all the time. He'll just call me up and go, "Hey, Dr. Sabrina, what you think about doing this?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I ain't never done that." That don't mean you can't do it. So then we get busy doing it. So can I have everyone get excited about this particular episode of Speaking Life with none other than my brother, Mr. Miles Dixon, is in the building.
I was waiting for the person you was talking about to come through the door. Thank you so much for that introduction. That was so dope of you.
No.
I almost shedded a tear.
Oh my God.
I did shed a tear. Thank you.
But you are, and I tell you that all the time. You know, I believe that.
Yes, you do. And you tell me all the time, and every time I got to cash app you and stuff, and I was still, my cash app is gone. No, but thank you. I do. You pour into me often. Trust me, and it makes me feel needed and wanted when times I don't. So I appreciate you.
Wow. I want to start here.
Okay.
Where did the idea, because one of the things in your bio, it says you've never worked for a person. You've never had a job, a job. You've always done something where you were generating the money to live off of.
Yes.
When did it start?
That thought started in my mind when I watched Roots for the second time. I said, "Oh no, I couldn't do that. I swear." My mother used to be like, "So, what did you write?" My assignment was to write about Roots after I seen the show, and my mother like, "So, how did you get an A?" I was like, "Because I told my teacher I don't want to work for nobody because I think only slaves work for somebody." And then my mother said, "I work." I said, "I'm sorry, Ma." But I just had the mentality, like, my mother used to always complain about going to work. And I was like, I don't want to be like that. So that started off, and I started drawing my drawings and going to my neighbors, knocking on the doors, selling my drawings.
Wow.
It's a neighbor named Miss Carter. She got every picture I ever sold her.
And how much did you sell them for?
It all depends on how big the paper was. 5 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents.
So it was all about the size of the paper.
Yeah.
Wow.
I learned that.
And how old were you then?
6.
That is really bananas. And so you know what's so crazy, though? Because sometimes when you look at things that kids did, adults thought it was silly.
Yeah.
Or they thought, oh, this baby, just give
and that's what she said.
This baby, let me just go and get a baby 25 cents.
Yeah.
And didn't really think it was something that could grow into something. That's why it's so important to be authentically you.
Yeah.
Because you can't be anybody else.
Right.
You can only be best at you.
Yeah, definitely. And you are one of the reasons why I keep telling people you can't believe that what's in you is in somebody else.
No, I say to stop looking for you.
Yeah, quit looking for you in
somebody else, because it ain't there.
Because I used to do it all the time, and when you told me that, I got it immediately. And my mentor told me in different terms, but but you made it plain. So that was
Thank
dope.
you.
Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you. So we started at 6. Drawing pictures and selling them to the neighbors. And then what did you do?
I started dubbing videotapes, putting 2 to 3 movies on one VHS tape and renting them out at my house.
Wow. And how old were you when you were doing that?
Oh, wow. Probably like 12.
12 years old, has the idea and the mind, the presence of mind to take videos, put them together, and then not sell them.
No. Random.
Because if you sell them, you don't make as much money as you do when you rent.
And my mother came home one day. I had all her elephants rearranged, and I took one bookcase and did my movies. I said, "Ma," and I had a sheet of paper. I said, whenever somebody come and rent one, just put a check right there. And I used to make sure I get copies from school every 2 to 3 days. I asked my teacher to make me copies. And my mother used to be like, "Well, I ain't doing this S word." And then she seen how many people was coming. She was like, "Okay."
Okay, I think I'm going to do this.
Right. And before that, honestly, I started selling my mother cakes. My mother used to make a sakatumi cake.
Oh, I love a sakatumi cake.
And I remember my friend Dante was like, I give you a 50 cent for it. I was like, here.
For a piece?
For a piece.
Okay.
For a little slice. Uh-huh. And so I came out, and other friends like, I give you $1. So I made like $13. My mother came home. "You ate all that cake?" I'm like, "No, Mama, I sold it. You said it take like $4 to make it. Can you make me another cake?"
I know that's right, because here go your $4 to make the cake.
And she sure enough did. That was when I was roughly about 8, 9 years old. And then I started going into, then I got into the video thing, and that's what really started making me like feel like I ain't know nothing about entrepreneurship, honestly. My mother,
because like you said, you're a natural born entrepreneur.
Yes.
You're always thinking of how to take something and make something.
Most definitely.
And so, to be honest, that is, as African Americans, we're created to be creators. We're not created to
sit on something,
to regurgitate. That's
right.
Because like our educational system is set up in such a way that you read something and then you're supposed to regurgitate it.
Yeah.
But we generally don't do that. We'll take it, but then we'll make something from it.
Very true.
We're not going to just, I know that I used to get in trouble for it because they would go, well, that's not what this said.
Right.
Yeah, that's what that said, but
This
is what I got from it.
There you go.
And this is what I want to do with it. And so as a creative person, what has been the most challenging for you?
Making people believe in what I'm thinking.
You know that's really not your role.
Now as an adult.
Right.
But you said what have been the most. So making people, if I come back, like you went to a conference before with AI, and you probably told numerous people. They just looking at you like, okay.
But the thing that has helped me with the whole helping other people with AI, because at the conference, and I know I told you this, but at the conference they said that most of the number one problem people were having is that they were afraid of it.
Yeah.
They're afraid of it because they feel like AI is going to replace humans. And the person said something so profound. I just loved it. She said, AI will never replace humans.
Right.
But people who use AI are going to replace those who don't.
All that. Because the creativity, I was just telling, I was hip to something called Notebook LM by Google.
What's that?
I could take your PDF of your book, upload it, and it would generate a podcast for it, an audio podcast.
What? Oh my God.
So, this is what I'm saying. So,
I'm going to do that.
Right.
Today.
I mean,
because that's what's so dope about AI is how fast it is.
Yeah. And sometimes, and that's one thing people, like you said, about replacing. The reason why I won't replace is because it still has to be accurate. It would take words and not have feelings with it, and you have to make it more accurate. Because even ChatGPT, it sounds good in the beginning, but when you start reading, you be like, nope.
I don't sound like that. So I never asked for, like, because one of the things they talked about in that training was your prompts.
Right.
Your prompts is what makes the difference.
It's key.
Your prompts are key. Yeah. So I never ask it to write something for me.
Right.
I might ask it to outline something for me.
There you go.
Because if you give me an outline, then I can take the outline and run all day.
Yeah, I done wrote about 5 curriculums.
Oh, I'm busy. I'm busy. And then what I did was, Miles and I could do this all day.
Yes.
But I wrote a book. I started to write a book years ago called The 10 Types of Haters.
Mm-hmm. But you got to program it what haters is.
Well, see, I said, no, I know what the haters are.
I know
I had, but then I wanted to add some things to each hater. Mm-hmm. And so I just asked AI to add those things to each.
Yeah.
It's done.
Voila.
It's so done.
Voila.
Oh, my God. So I hadn't even intended to do the book until I really just hadn't. I just kind of stumbled upon the
I think I wrote
cover.
about 8 books since.
I'm serious. Isn't it crazy?
But I don't know. Right now in time of my life, you know what I just went through. So next year is going to be the year of my literature. For real. I just made it.
Hopefully we'll finish the series.
The book of Sabrina.
Okay, because it's how many is in the series?
It's 6 right now.
It's 6 in the series. The first book was the Book of Jay-Z.
Book of Carter.
Oh, Book of Carter.
The Book of
about
Carter.
Jay-Z, but Carter. Okay, so that's the first one.
Yep.
And then
second one is the Book of Bedford.
Oh, you've done that one already?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I'm feeling some kind of way.
It didn't come out.
Okay, so the Book of Bedford, that's his mentor.
Then the Book of Sabrina.
And then the Book of Sabrina. I cannot wait.
And then the Book of Andrew.
The Book of Andrew.
The Book of Andrew.
That's another mentor.
Andrew Wallace. And then the Book of Andrew 2, which is Andrew Morrison.
Andrew Morrison, I love him. Shout out.
In the Book of Olivia, that's the book of my mother. Yeah, so that's dope. So, and the reason for that is because everybody who I named had a good impact on my life as far as how I think now. And people say, well, Jay-Z, I said, I just took his lyrics and his quotes from his book, his lyrics, and made it the chapter titles because he has a lot of good points. And shout out to Marcel, your son, who encouraged me even more to go forward. Like, yeah. So
it's so cool because Marcel loves Jay-Z. Yeah. So when he saw that, I don't you hadn't published it yet.
I didn't publish it.
He hadn't published it, but he let Marcel, and Marcel was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" All right, and it takes a lot to impress Marcel.
I know.
Marcel is so laid back.
He laid back, but he dope as hell though. He dope. You raised a dope son.
He is married now.
Yeah, I was married. No, you can't say that. He's married now.
And so today on Fox 2, at the end of my segment, I shouted out my daughter in love and showed the picture of them showing their rings. And I'm so excited for them. I'm so excited for the fact that you can tell that they really don't just love each other because they can't keep their hands off. Every time we together, they just touching and kissing and
grandkids coming soon.
All that. But they like each other, so they giggling and laughing and playing, and I love that. I want that, but I love that.
I want that, but I love that.
I want that. I love it, but right. I want that. And it's just such a great example of living your best life, because you really are created to be interdependent and not independent.
There you go. But most people don't understand that, and it takes people like you to bring it forth into light so they can see what interdependent mean. Right?
Yeah, interdependent don't mean that we enable each other.
Right.
It just simply means that I get you, you get me,
and y'all exist together,
and we're gonna exist together.
Yeah.
We're going to think about each other. Because I say this, when you get married, you no longer belong to yourself. You never do. You belong to another person. You belong. There's a gospel song by the late, great Rance Allen.
Rand. Oh!
Rance has a song called I Belong to You.
Oh, I like that record.
And he's talking about Christ.
But most definitely.
That is such a great love song to someone that you...
And a lot of love songs turn into gospel records.
They do.
Because when you love God as much as I do, I tell people, I had a theme, I am David. Because, I know I'm not perfect. And in my life, I have done things, but I love God more than I love anything. And so David was the same. So I am David. And people be so hard on themselves by living their life.
Oh my God! And God ain't even concerned about none of that.
No, because he already know. He knew what you was born for.
He knew what you were gonna do before you did it.
Exactly. So when people talk, no, God, especially my friends, I got friends that I'm just saving myself because God. I'm like, God already knew what you was gonna be.
Hot box. Oh,
hot pocket.
Juicy box. Juicy box. Juicy box. See? I always say I got a juicy box.
That's me. Okay,
I do. Still got juicy box. Juicy box. Well, I just tell people.
You're human.
I tell people this. Dr. Oz is. I love Dr. Oz.
Oh, Dr. Oz, cool.
Because Dr. Oz says that as humans, we should engage in sexual activity
as much as possible.
He says a minimum. That's the minimum of 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Minimally 3 times a week. And there's reasons for that because it helps you stay healthy. Mm-hmm. There are health benefits. There's spiritual benefits.
But people are like, but what is it? It's not your husband. Sometimes your husband has to be the person who you choose to be with. All the time, it don't have to be the lawfully thing with the state.
Yeah. That's a whole nother thing.
So let's we're here today.
Did we go down that rabbit hole real
don't
quick?
Want to go down that one.
Especially not with him.
Especially not with me.
Oh, my God.
I started letting all kinds of things loose.
We don't want to let the things loose. Okay, so I do want to ask you, how did you get into music?
Oh, my God. Actually,
because do people know? Like
a lot of people don't know.
A lot of people don't know. Give us your
my discography.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I originally started as a DJ. I started as a breakdancer, turned into a DJ, and then... Hold
up. You was a breakdancer?
Yes. I was originally going by the name of Doc Wave.
Doc Wave. I never knew that. Did you know that, Chantel?
No.
Isn't it this fun? Isn't this fun?
And then I became...
Because he's our boss, by the way, so we're learning about the boss. Okay.
Then I became DJ Wave.
DJ Wave.
And then my name became Doc Chill.
Doc Chill. Did you know that one?
As a rapper.
Okay.
I was the first one. I was one of the first rappers that had a band. So before the Roots was the Roots, it was Doc Chill and the Chill Express.
The Chill Express.
Yes. I remember. I never forget one of them.
What year was that?
1986.
Wow.
And I remember I was doing the talent show, and the guy said, "Okay, give me your tape." I'm like, "Where we going? We don't need no tape." He's like, "What?" I said, "I got my drummer, my keyboardist, and my guitars." So what y'all gonna do? I said, "We got our amps," and we performed, and people was very impressed, and they were like, "Wow!" Like, okay, y'all won. Like,
we're done.
It was a wrap. I mean, it was hands down we won, and we kept winning contests. And then I got home late one day, and my mother said I can't do it no more. And
because you got home late.
Because
and you were
I was a kid. I was like 14.
He
15
was 14, winning talent contests.
Yeah, with grown people.
Grown people. Yeah, with his own band.
With my own band. And so from that, I met a wonderful man by the name of Maurice Compton, who I was looking up studios, and the story actually repeated itself because as I go on, I was calling studios. He said, "Well, you could come today." He didn't know how young I was because my voice is about the same as it was as it is now.
Right.
And so he said, "You a little kid." I was like, "Yeah." I said, "My voice is deep." And so he actually mentored me. He said, "Man, I got to take you home. I got to meet your parents." And he came and met my mom. And my mom was like, "Oh, that's great. Blah, blah, blah. As long as he's here before it get dark." And it was right around the corner, literally, like maybe if I walk, maybe 8 minutes. If I got a ride, maybe 2. And I was with him, and he taught me very valuable lessons how to engineer in sound. And that's how I learned. That's how I became a sound engineer, was through Maurice Compton, one of the greatest men to ever live. He taught me so much just by values, by learning things. He actually left me at the studio. His studio, and I had 2 chords in my hand. I was holding these chords because I'm like how Chantel used to be. I ain't want to mess nothing up. So I was at the studio for 2.5 hours just holding 2 chords. He came back from lunch and everything. He's like, "So what are you doing?" I said, "I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to plug nothing up." And I'm still holding the chords in my hand.
Wow.
He said, "Listen, what I tell you, what goes in has to come out. And whatever goes out to, it got to go into something so you can hear it." And I was like, oh, I felt so stupid. And it was literally a type thing, and it was done. But I sat there for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
I didn't want to mess nothing up.
Didn't want to mess anything up.
So I started engineering. And he took me, learned about sound outside and what microphones do. So this is how, when I came up with the sound with podcasting, it was so easier for me to do because people was buying $800 microphones. My microphones at the time cost $13. And they're like, "How did you get that sound?" I'm like, because I'm a sound engineer. I know how it's supposed to sound. And so I got engineering, and I started going to studios all over the city. And I found home at Sound Suite Studio. Then my producer, because of my producer, Jewel, you met Jewel before. Jewel became my mentor as a producer. Yeah. Jewel. Yep. And
shout out Jewel.
Shout out to Jewel. And once I got with him, he left me in the studio all the time to where I started producing music, actually making the music, the beats, bass lines, and things of that nature. And then from that, I became, me and Jewel had disconnected for a minute, and I got with a group called Exchange, where I made my hit record. And Jewel actually, because of Jewel, I made my first 2 records that charted on Billboard charts. I wrote a song called Yo Baby, Yo Baby, Yo. If y'all look it up, by Nicki Nick. That charted in Billboards at 78. And then I did The Pain Is on the Children, where Madonna even called and asked for me to open up for her world peace tour at the Palace in 89.
Did you do it?
Somebody messed that up. Shout out to Jewel. But I learned a very life experience. Madonna people had called 107.5. Like, Madonna's like, I want him to open up my show because we had the kids. The pain is on the children, and people loved it. And from that point on, it built up my situation.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
We want to show something.
Uh-oh. I hope it ain't not me dancing. I praise God. I hope it don't. I hope it ain't me dancing.
Did you see them two fat niggas walking down the street? Who? I'm not.
Hey, cutie, cutie with a big booty coming to me. I'ma lay you down, do my duty, fan. She has rumplers, bumpers. Know what you know, honey. Yeah, I'm freaky, but I'm a newcomer. I'ma lick you like candy, smooth with my hands. So hand me the baby or your baby. So good you fall in love with my hands. Next is the latex, hello me, big man. You be a big fan, though we just met. Let's go to my crib and make the walk sweat. Bumping up, please love me, sorry, sugar. Freaking away, tramp, you little booger. Knew you was a skeezer. Trying to keep me, peak my game, hell no. Since I'm free, I'm freaky.
Tail. It's showing all the tail.
Showing all the tail.
Showing all, you.
That was the hit record right there. When we made it, when I took it to Jewel said it was okay. RJ Wright said it was whack. He said it was terrible. He said, you need to get me to do it. And I was like, no. And at the time, I looked at Jewel as my big brother and RJ Rice as being my big brother. But with their discouragement made me find, well, that's what made me come up with where's obstacles create opportunity.
Ooh.
That's
speaking life.
That's what made me start doing where obstacles become opportunities, because these are two people who I really looked up to, and I just thought they didn't have faith in me. So it made me push even harder. And that record wound up doing some numbers.
That's so good, though. I think that's so powerful, because this is the other thing, is that oftentimes once we get through a major challenge, we kind of, when we get to where we want to be, we can rest in it and be like, okay, I'm gonna arrive now. But God gonna send something else.
Oh, that's what. Listen,
every level brings a new obstacle that can then open up a new opportunity.
Definitely, for sure.
But sometimes when you're in the midst of the storm, you go, I can't. You can't see, because you're in the midst of the storm. You cannot see what's on the other side of the storm. But if I guarantee you, because somebody listening or somebody watching is in a storm right this moment, we are here to tell you, you gotta keep
going,
keep pushing, keep showing up, because I used to say whenever I'm down or depressed, I say I take to the bed.
Ooh.
I just take to the bed. I go and lay down.
Go lay down. You know what? I'm not going to lie. It wasn't even that. Go ahead. Call her.
Maybe you got to call her.
That was the jam. I remember that song. This is Patrice.
Hey, Patrice.
Hey, Patrice.
And let me tell you, when that song came on at the club, I was doing everything they were doing in the video.
Yeah.
You remember that song?
What?
That's the old classic.
Yeah.
And
it's
you were
like
and
on
you
the
were
level of Luke.
Yeah.
You remember?
Because it was nasty.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. Let me tell you something.
It wasn't nasty.
It was nasty, but I'm gonna tell you this. This is how I knew we made it. Luke came to Chantonique's.
Okay.
And he sat for 2.5 hours waiting for us to come. They kept calling us. Back then, cell phones wasn't popping, because I was 92.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Luke was sick. He said,
"It's not harsh."
So we got home, and our voice, what you call that recorder? Your answering machine. It was full. It was Barry Bill from Chantonique's like, "Hey man, you got Luke up here, man." And Luke, he's like, "I gotta meet them, because at the same time, Shake What Your Mama Gave You was out." We was out selling Shake What Your Mama Gave You. For every one that they sold, we sold 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Patrice.
You would mix those two songs together. You wouldn't sit down on the dance floor
at all.
Hey, Patrice.
Hey.
Did you know that Miles did that song?
No, I just put on Facebook like, who did this? Miles.
Dixon.
Yeah, I produced it. I produced it, and I was the first. And I wrote the first verse and the third verse. Shout out to Tina. She wrote her own verse. She's like, I can write my own stuff. So shout out to Tina.
Wow.
No, yeah, that was the jam. I remember dancing at that club because I had graduated high school at 89, so I had a little bit of freedom. And I would hit the club. I think it was a club on 6 Mile. I can't remember 6 Mile and like Evergreen area somewhere, and they would play that song, and me and my friends, we would dance. We would just want to dance for by ourselves, just throwing down. But I remember that song very well.
Thank you.
Wow. That is so. Isn't it cool when you find out about people you know?
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You find out.
You got to revamp that song.
We did already. We got to come in. Me and Reggie and Tina already talked about it.
But remember when they had the 50th year of hip hop? Was that last year?
Yeah.
Was the 50-year anniversary? And they had a concert at
the Fox.
At the Fox, and
it was this year. Was it this year? It was last year.
It was last year. Weren't you on program?
Yes, I was on the program.
He's on the program of the history.
Yeah.
Of hip hop.
Yeah, because
that's definitely one of the starting points of that era of like the Luke sound, but it was like a Detroit sound because it was that, and then like Soul Pomone and Top of the Morn, like all these old songs.
Actually, the person who originally did Soul Pomone was in the studio when he did, not Cadillac Dale, but the original.
Wow.
The person he was in the studio actually in the session. He said, "Yeah, girl," like he was one of the people. So shout out to him. Yeah.
Okay, Miles, I see ya.
So if you ever remember this song called "Get Geek," I did that.
Yes.
I did that as well.
Miles.
I also did Wet 'Em Up. I did a lot of dance songs that a lot of people didn't know, but unless you was in the music business, so I done a lot of music. He's
done a lot of music. That's why I wanted to interview him because he is so into talking about what he does in the media podcast world. What is all that noise?
I'm sorry.
What you doing?
Cleaning.
Okay.
I was cleaning. I'm stopping.
She cleaning. I hear
clicking, clacking,
clicking and clacking.
Yeah.
Y'all send a shout out to Patrice Love.
Yeah. Thank you for calling us in. We miss you.
Yeah, she doing her thing.
Thank you.
Plus, you know, her husband here. Her husband here. She's happy. You hear her giggling.
She look at she
giggles.
Cuddle butt. Yeah. That's it.
We'll see you soon, Miss Patrice.
Yes. Oh my God, that is so good. So I really wanted to have a moment. I wanted to do two things with you. Well, three things.
Okay.
So let me look at the time. Okay, good. I got time.
Okay.
So I wanted to talk about the music thing. I wanted to talk about where you got your start with this whole entrepreneur thing. But then I also want to talk about challenges.
Ooh.
Because I think that people, when they see you in a space like you put on the Oscars. The Oscars is an overwhelming success.
It is.
It's an award show for podcasters as well as people who are doing things in the streaming movie world.
Yes.
So to have both of those come together and people come and celebrate and all of that. And so I think that when people see you moving the way that you move, they think that you just kind of got it all.
And you know what? That's one of my curse. You know, but the blessing and the curse thing can be real.
They could be the same thing.
It can be the same thing, and it all depends on how you handle it. Fortunately enough, I have people like you in my life. Unfortunately enough, I don't know how to handle or present certain things at certain times. So one of my biggest hurdles is not knowing my own temperament, not knowing how much I could really handle. And me not knowing what I could really handle, I find myself sometimes falling sick. You feel me? I'm not taking care of myself, not being healthy, not being mindful, not being very demure. But me just not focusing on myself. But this year, the rest of the year that's left, roughly about 6 weeks ago, I promise I'm going to make myself be happy every single day, no matter what's going on in my life.
And I love how you said that.
Yeah.
that you're going to make yourself happy.
Most definitely.
You cannot look for happiness outside of you.
Not at all.
God has given us the ability to, that's why I love the term rejoice. Because means to repeat.
Repeat, most definitely.
And joy is the inner joy. So we have to rejoice. We have to tap into the things that brought us joy in the first place. And when we tap into it, then we can rejoice. We can repeat. We can So when you think about spaces and places where you're not happy, where you're depressed, you're down, you're irritated, agitated, frustrated, not knowing what to do, if you take the time to stop and tap into a place that brought you joy, tap into a place that made you laugh. Because when you laugh, laughter is medicine for your soul. That's what the Bible say. And so if you can tap into that, it will recalibrate. It will get you to a space of being at that happy place again. So you control that. Other people don't control that.
Right. I totally agree.
You have to do things that make you happy
every day. I made a conscious effort because I realized that I was going when I started thinking about certain things like my friend Melissa Talbot, my mother, and people who I lost. I started going down this rabbit hole of being kind of depressed.
You weren't kind of depressed.
I was
depressed.
I was depressed. And everyone handles grief differently.
Yes.
And hamburgers. But I've learned how to. She came to me in my dream, and she said, "Man, just be happy, be yourself, be Doc Chill again." And I was like, "That's what I'm gonna be." With that, so if y'all start seeing me rocking my Detroit hats again, you already know what the deal is. When everybody used to know when I wear my Detroit hat, I mean business. Like I'm a Detroit spirited person for real. Like I love Detroit. I love my city. Ain't no city like the city we got for real. I've been everywhere in this country. I done traveled.
No city like the one I got. No. Okay.
Not all, because Detroit had the most beautiful women. We have the best food to me. We have the best places to go. Oh, y'all some beauties.
The beautiful women.
The beautiful women. There's no women like Detroit women. I've been all over. I mean, with the originality, the beauty, the naturalness, if that even knows the word.
Now, okay. I'm breaking script.
Okay.
Even though I'm making it up as I go.
Go ahead.
So if I'm just going to talk about me. We're going to do me for a minute. Okay. So I think I possess those things.
Yes.
I am natural.
Yes.
I am smart.
You're beautiful.
I'm funny.
Yes.
I'm real.
Yes.
I don't, I'm cute.
Yes.
Got a little cuteness going on. So why does it seem so difficult for me to be found?
Because
I already know his answer, but I just be wanting to get it on tape.
The reason why it's probably so hard for you to find, because things that's worth having, you have to dig for.
What?
People have to dig for it. And if gold was just sitting on top of the road, then things would be different.
Oh, that's so good.
Everything, things is precious and has value. Is covered with something, and you can call it God's covering. You can call it the growth of being a seed. Sometimes, again, people don't respect the seed. The seed is underground and it goes through so much, but when it sprout, baby,
hey,
it's there.
Hey.
So, but the truth is, that's why it's hard for women of your caliber and you to be uncovered, because it's either not time, or it's when it is time for to uncover you, you have to be valued.
Ooh, snap, and a circle. Because me and Miss Patty were talking today, and we were talking about how men these days don't just do the chivalry. We were talking about how chivalry seems to be dead, that people don't just call you and ask you out and then take you out, and then when they get there have flowers for you just because.
Well, let's go back to the concept and originality of those things.
I love it. I love a smart person. Go ahead.
Thank you for calling me smart, but I believe I'm keen. But thank you. But no, seriously, the reason why flowers was a thing because a lot of times flowers was on the way of picking up your date. You know, the whole thing is going to pick a flower, but then they start making flower shops. Then things became more expensive, and let's face the facts: planning a date nowadays is going to cost on the average $150.
Okay.
On the average.
If you
a good date, right?
Good date.
I'm talking about a good date. I'm talking about if it don't cost you $150 in cash, it take you $200 worth of time. Mm-hmm. And what I've learned is that most men don't value time. When I say value time, the measurement of time with men are different. And we look at time differently than women. So when we say be ready, we come to get you at 5. We need you ready at 5. Okay.
And so if I don't walk out the door at 5, then I don't gotta.
We start getting anxiety. We start to think things like how y'all might think things. We're like, dang, do she really want to go?
Okay.
I mean, why is she not really ready?
Right. Okay.
Like,
and I can see that.
Yeah. And so, but most women don't think like that. Don't think about that. And the truth of the matter is, we have the same emotions you have. It's just that we don't show it as much. So when it comes down to a woman saying, I'll be out in 15 minutes. Okay, it's 15 minutes. She's talking to a girl on the phone. Is she calling? Is she checking on my Facebook? What is she doing? You know what I mean?
I might actually just be changing my shoes.
But we don't understand that part until we get to know you.
Right.
So in the fact of while we courting you, things are, again.
I feel like men don't court anymore.
Wait a minute. But you know why we don't court? Let's do a test. Like I had to do this test, right? Right now, go on your Instagram right now.
Okay.
We doing this live, y'all.
Okay.
We about to do this test. Go on Instagram, on your Instagram.
On my Instagram. I'm
right.
on my Instagram.
Okay. Scroll up 5 times and tell me how many times do you see a woman with her butt tooted up?
Oh, just on Instagram.
Just on Instagram.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Did you see any women?
I saw one woman, and it was by age. It says by age 35, you should be smart enough to realize, and then it's swipe to read. Stay silent. Not everything needs to be said.
Cool. So swipe up 5 more times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Did you see anything of any nude pictures?
Nope. This is at the nope. It's no nude.
So Shani. That's her algorithm. Cool.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. You were booty. Booty. It was booty.
So what I'm trying to say is,
it was booty.
So just imagine on a man's Instagram, the first 2 to 3 pictures is a woman tooting up. Or I'm just being honest with you, like showing booby, whatever. It's like, so this is all we see. You never see a woman reading. You never see a woman holding her child reading. You never seen a woman sitting up here catering to a man like, hey, honey, how you doing? Now, there's one couple out here that is doing so. That they're doing a disagreement. They say, we may disagree, but before we leave the house, we must hug. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So love has to be put in our presence in order for us to support it. So so courting is different. So when you have these conversations.
And I don't like it.
But the whole thing is.
I don't like it. And I'm at the point now that I don't even want to talk to. I promise you, soon as you say something sideways, I'll give you an example. I met a guy a couple of weeks ago at a local restaurant. And we took a picture. Because, he was flirting, I'm flirting, and then exchanged numbers, and I had the picture on my phone, so I text him the picture, and I says it was refreshing meeting you, and I look forward to, getting to know you. He texts back.
Please don't post that picture.
I didn't post, but I wouldn't post.
Right.
No way, I'm the. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
But he said, definitely.
Oh.
And then I didn't hear from him for like 2 weeks until today.
Oh, it was the same person what you told me about?
I'm going to read you what he said.
No. Okay, go ahead.
No. This is good because I need Grand Rising. It's good, Doc. I need your help. I ain't talked to you
in 2 weeks.
I don't even know you.
Right.
I hope this doesn't throw you off. But one of his cards was stolen. And they are telling him that he will be able to withdraw cash on the 4th. But he needs to be back in Detroit. He's not local. He needs to be back in Detroit for this job. And can I just send him enough money so he can drive back?
So can I ask you a question? Did he say what kind of amount it was?
It doesn't matter.
Hold on, wait a minute.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
So here's one thing for sure, two things for certain. He might really need it.
Okay.
2.
But you don't know me.
Hold on. Can I finish?
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the fact he has not communicated in you 2 weeks, just cut that out.
It did.
And but thirdly and most importantly is that I don't know the conversation that y'all had prior. You feel me? You know, again, like I tell people all the time, you got to get the whole story. So did you ever talk to him about helping other people?
No.
Okay. Well,
I mean, of course, people know what I do, and they know who I am. And so, of course, what I do in the world is to help people.
So again.
But I'm not giving out money.
Wait a minute.
Especially to a dude.
True, but hypothetically speaking, you are who you are, right?
Yes, I am.
You might say, listen, you know what? I got 2 gas cards.
I do have a gas card.
So listen.
But he can't get it.
Wait a minute.
And the only reason he can't get it is because it's here and he's in a whole nother state.
So hypothetically speaking.
Okay.
Sometimes people just looking for solutions. They're not always looking for what you. If you would say, listen, I could get you 2 gift cards if you stop by your nearest BP or whatever. But it's only going to be $40 worth. So hopefully you get here over $40, but whatever. I'm just giving an example. But they say, oh, no, I need $400. Then you be like, you know, I tell people, I told Shani about something. Sometimes you just got to ask a question. They eliminate people out your life, period. You know what I mean? Because it been times in my life I really needed something. I didn't know how to ask properly. And I put it in somebody else's court when I should have said, I need $50.
Right.
But I didn't. My mentor got on me one day. He said, son, you said you needed something from me, but you ain't tell me an amount.
Right. He did say an amount. He just said, I'm asking to simply borrow enough to drive there. I don't know how much that is.
Well, how far is he?
Georgia.
That's 90. That's about 90 to 120. Easy. But I get it.
Okay, so this is my thing.
But no, he's wrong.
But my thing is, from my vantage point, I haven't even had a follow-up conversation with you since I met you.
He eliminated himself from the 2 weeks of ghosting. I call that ghosting.
I don't even call it ghosting. You just ain't talking. So then, so my thing is, from my vantage point, you couldn't possibly be interested in me, because if you were interested in me, from the time you met me, you could have called, you could have texted, you could have, hey, how you doing? What? Woody whoop whoop, but nothing until you ask me to help you.
Yeah, yeah. I totally agree. He need to be, but when he come back, he may show you a different part of him.
So then he said, he texted back and said, I don't want this to strain me. I don't even know what that means. We good. I don't know what that means. I will definitely look you up later this week.
I told you.
I'll be there. Apologies. So break that down, because that's
right now,
that man talk.
Hold on.
Because that's man talk that I don't understand.
That's Chantel talk. Listen.
That's Chantel talk.
Yeah, because she don't say things in parts. He's saying he apologized if this became a strain on his relationship or him meeting you. He's going to make it up to you when he gets here. Just, if you can, just never mind that message.
Why didn't he just say that?
Because, like you. So see, but that's what I'm saying. People, again, he might be a very prideful person. Pride got thrown out the window with me. I ain't gonna lie. Pride got thrown out the window with me after I got off of my homeless thing. Once I got straight, I said, my friend, her name is Rhonda Hinton. Shout out to Rhonda. When she literally cried when she found out I ain't talking about no boo-hoo-hoo, but she looked at me like, why you didn't call me? She said, I get everything you said, but why you didn't call me? And that hurt my heart. That broke me down. I said, I would never be ashamed of anything else I'm going through. Because that one thing hurt my friend to her core, and I seen it. If I wouldn't have seen her, I would never been hurt. I was like, well, forget it. People just gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. I'm gonna live my life. But I hurt my friend. When I found out I hurt my friend, my life changed as far as me having pride. Pride got thrown out the window. I don't believe in pride no more. I believe in being prideful, but just having pride to just say, no, I'm straight. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna ask people for help if I need it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's a lot. Okay.
Shannon, hallelujah.
That's not what that means.
Okay.
And you know that, sir. Okay. So my next thing I wanna talk about is how it seems like you can talk to a person and then create a whole new life and lane for them. Because you do that to me all the time. Like we sit and be talking and just kicking each other. So you should do a book on such and such and such and such.
Well,
or you need to do or you need to do a magazine.
Well,
or you need to.
But if you ever noticed, all of us still go together.
Yeah.
So it's because I believe that I'm gifted and anointed at the same time, and my discernment makes me go to the core of people who has talent. And a lot of times I've seen people have talent, but they go everywhere. I just believe you need to stay in your own lane and keep it going, and where you know how these roads get wore out, to then they need repair. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You just, like I tell people, I'm not getting rid of this iPhone till all the cameras fall off. You know what I mean? To where just
unlike me, who wants
new.
Every time a new one come out, Marcel texts me and go, "Oh, they got a new customer."
Yeah.
Cause you calling up T-Mobile right now, going, can I get an upgrade? Am I eligible for an upgrade?
One thing I learned about upgrades too is that they all have bugs in it. Right? In the sense of that's in your relationships too. Ooh. When you call yourself upgrading with another person, ooh, it comes with new problems, new situations. Your upgrade ain't always good. So a lot of times you need to ride out what you have. And then when that don't work, then you either try to fix it or you could upgrade your situation. So I learned in my life that the newest don't always mean the best.
The newest don't always mean the best.
Yeah, you gotta let time and God sift that out. And you ask me the question, when I see things in people, like I see in Chantel, like I see in you, and I see in other people, I just like, okay, well, if you look at it like this, look at it this way, because this don't cost $12,000. This costs you $200. You said you got $5, so use a $200 on this. Save that $3 and promote what you're gonna do with that $200. And then once you get $12,000, you feel me? Mm-hmm. Now your value, you making your value go up, and that's what I do when I see in people. I took a picture of a Ronald McDonald's fixture. Mm-hmm. Ronald McDonald look like it's a horror picture now. His hair coming down, that smile look broken. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It needs an upgrade, right? Mm-hmm. However, they don't see why. I'm not gonna lie. I had a Big Mac the other day because they had the new Big Mac chicken. So I had to try it, and I went in there.
He had to try it.
But I took a picture of that, and I said, even things that we think that people have together, why would you have something like this in the middle of your store? And I said, oh, I get it. And I related to what's going on in my life. Sometimes people just wear a mask. Woo-hoo. You know what I mean? And we don't pay attention until that mask start wearing down, that the hair was never really like it was. You know what I mean? The smile is really broken anyway. So they wear that mask and thinking that the mask gonna be fixed all the time, but that makeup come off. And so that's how I looked at what I was watching, or what I was looking at. Now it made me throw the rest of that Big Mac chicken away.
Did you?
Yeah, I did, because I just thought like they couldn't put that much effort into my food neither. Evidently, if they let this in the middle of their store.
Wow.
So I walked away from it and threw my fries and my Popeye. Okay, I'm lying. I kept the Coke. I kept the Coke because I was like, this is my last one. So I kept the Coke, but didn't even drink the rest of it though. But I threw the food away.
So if you had to say, what are your big new goals, like something that you're going after that is big, because I believe that if you're going after a dream and if it doesn't cause you any feeling of uncomfortableness, it ain't big enough.
Right. So I'm not even going to say it's my dream. I'm going to say I'm going after my purpose. My purpose is to do the ultimate media situation, like show real things through film and my writings, bring my books out and have them all tie in together. So when I do the the business Bible and have everybody collective, it's going to be a documentary. You feel me?
So it's going to be a documentary with me.
I mean, everything I do.
You know, I'm so vain. That's
I'm very strategic when I do things.
So vain.
Shout out to Tanja Ayers. I told her when she had a book, I said, you got to play. If you got to play, you got a movie, right? She wound up dedicating one of her books to me because it's called the business book, How to Do Business, I believe, by Tanja Ayers. And it was because I'm like, it only makes sense. Don't go try 7 streams. Become the ocean, because oceans create streams. And
okay, hold up. Slow that down. Rewind. Say that again.
Become the ocean.
Become the ocean.
Because oceans create streams.
Because oceans create streams.
Right.
Now, let me tell you what my nephew said to me just yesterday, day before yesterday. He says, you're busy looking for people to assist you. You need an executive director. Because you don't need somebody that's going to assist you. You need somebody that can direct and take the stuff that you've done.
There you go.
And run with it. And they get paid by what they bring in.
Yeah. I mean,
I tried to do that before. Remember, I tried to do that before, and it didn't work because they tried to take over.
Okay.
I don't want them to take over.
I think we got 3 sandwiches in the lobby waiting for us. But no, he's absolutely correct. You have tried. I ain't gonna lie. I have done it. I have been successful and I also failed at, but now I think I'm becoming more masterful at my failures. Because once you become masterful at your failures, you realize what your real weaknesses is, what your real weaknesses are versus your real strengths. And a lot of times we think we're strong at something and we really weak at it. It's just our ego make us believe that.
Could you say it again? Could you say the ego word? Because the thing I know about people who are smart, who are talented, who are gifted, and don't sprinkle some anointing on it. Ego.
Yeah, see, I don't have. People used to say I had an ego, but until they really get to know me, like I have no ego. I don't care. Whatever it takes to make it work. Let's get it to work. Once we get it to work, like Ford, he didn't know how that car was going to run. He just know it could go left to right. You know what I mean? When it went until it needed to go in reverse, he needed to reverse. So, because people always think about moving forward is so important, but sometimes you got to reverse to realize where you are at. Then you got to sit down and decide where you're going. And that's what I learned through the people who I know. Everybody is not the same. But if your vision is your vision, just realize it's your vision. And those who want to ride with you, they will ride with you. That's why we're going to Afros and Audio this weekend in Baltimore, because people see our vision.
Afro and Audio?
Afros and Audio. It's a podcast conference in Baltimore.
Oh. I wasn't invited.
Well, Dr. Sabrina, you already had something else going on. I told you about that.
I wasn't invited.
You had something else going on.
I wasn't invited.
You right, Dr. Sabrina, you want to go?
When is it?
Friday and Saturday.
I can't go.
Okay.
I can't go. I have something to do here. But okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But thank you for inviting me.
I want to thank you so much. This has been fun.
Yes. A lot of things that people don't know about us is we got some things coming up too. We'll be announcing it very soon.
We have a couple of things.
Couple of great things. So.
Lots of stuff, because Miles, again, is brilliant. And he comes up with brilliant ideas.
Thank you.
And then, but see, this is the thing about brilliant people. They don't want to do the detailed work to get it done. They want to be in their head coming up with the next brilliant idea.
And that's one of the things
around us I'm like that too. That's how I know.
Yeah.
Because I'm like that too. I don't be wanting to do it. I want somebody else to do it.
I don't blame.
But I got a new person that's been doing some stuff for me, and she is a beast. But she don't be playing with me. She go lay down, go home and lay down. You can't work all the time, man. I be up in it. I like when I go to get in the bed, to go to sleep. I never just go to bed. Mm-hmm. I go to bed and I have the light on and I'm on my phone and then I'm researching.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna research this tonight.
Can I tell you a secret? I don't do that no more. I go to bed, and I go to bed because I realize that a fresh start beats a long night any day. And that's my word of advice, too.
That's his word of advice. So I want to thank Miles Dixon for being my guest on Speaking Life with Dr. Sabrina today. And as we close, I always want you to know that life and death lie in the power of your own tongue. So I want you to spend this week saying something positive to yourself about yourself. I'll see you next week.
How do we win if I'm always winning?
Right.
I know all I do is win.
No matter what.
No matter what.
It's essential.
I win when we win.
Go ahead, Dr. Sabrina.
Yeah, right from the beginning, she had a vision. It was a daily elevation for essential living. That's that good intention. All you gotta do is listen. Creating magic during uncertainties be the mission. Dr. Sabrina Jackson, serving God must be a passion. Cause being a better person begins with daily practice. Love is the attitude, that's what we gotta do. Mental Health Mondays on Fox News in Detroit, that's Channel 2. Look us up, baby. Gon' do your research from Cass Tech to Eastern. Yeah, we've been in it for a minute. We've been